Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my fifth degree page. I'm fifth degree, but you could call me fifth. Okay, so I'm gonna do a clearing of my head real quick. And then after I do the clearing of my head, I may be able to go into the reading. I'm not necessarily sure. Still waiting for confirmation on how to do that. Some of the dreams and visions it was that I've been having, right? Uh, One of them was in regard to an individual who had, to some capacity, right? They had to have had a near-death experience because what kept happening was I seen them, their chest keep getting pumped. Now that could have been, or not pumped, but shocked. So that's a part of a tower moment that's supposed to happen with one individual with some situations. And what I'm thinking this is about is the near death experiences it is that people would have had. So that was something that had been just coming to me over the course of these past few days. Some of the other stuff it is that would be going on is in regards to what would be happening and going on uh, around different people and situations and all that other craziness, right? Um, Currently, right? Some of the things it is that I was getting from it is about this whole planetary alignment situation we got with the parade of the planets. That's definitely something that's really big right now. It's having a lot of different influences. Uh, so in short, with that regard, check your Scorpio placements. And what I'm thinking is going to be in regards to is like the death of the ego and then the revival of the ego. And how a person will have to revive a certain part of them. It's that some of the other stuff it was that I'd been seeing, uh, just to get it out of my head so I don't have to talk about it during the actual reading. I did get the opportunity to look on to politics in my state. Didn't really care for them. Didn't care for them motherfuckers at all. Like even a little bit. What it boils down to is feeling hopeless. Is kind of what I'm getting from that general idea. How everyone would feel hopeless. I personally say in regards to a lot of stuff, uh, I promise y'all, I told y'all what to do when I identified certain shit that was going on. Whew. So the state of existence and the state of what it is that will be happening, it just, I don't know, it was very disappointing. It was extremely disappointing. Hopefully everybody's doing will be doing okay though. Hope everybody will be doing okay. Uh, Especially those people who are in those political arenas and in those spaces. It doesn't look like they're doing okay, but it depends if you're dealing with cardinal sign, mutable sign, or fixed sign as to what their paradigm will be. Speaking of, how you guys handling uh, the shadow period, right? shadow period of Mercury. Some of the things I've been noticing is that there's been a lot of truth spills that's been going on in regards to a lot of things. I've been seeing them manifest like all across the board. And the reality of that would be whenever there are certain spells and spell work that would be done, when you don't get a response, 9 times out of 10, the person didn't have anything to do with it. I say that because I paid attention to a few different readers. It is, cross-culturally. With me seeing them cross-culturally, it's been that they would tell the truth about whatever it is that would be going on. And the ultimate aspect of telling the truth is what's true for that person and others. So, there's that. And when you're dealing with someone who intentionally gets shit wrong. So, there's that portion. I had stated that before as well. That it wasn't that often you'll be amazed who really had to deal with certain things. So, there's that. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. Hopefully your intuitives are alright. Because they've been out here crazy, y'all. They've been out here like crazy. Oh my God. I did see some mediumship that had taken place. A lot of mediumship been coming up, which makes sense because a lot of the times that a lot of the ultimately what constitutes as sacrifices would have been done, and it would have been according to what others had going on. For the use of political power. We typically don't talk about that too much, but that be some of it. A lot of it, actually. So I got the Kipper deck out. First card out is Poverty. Being poor spirits. Not knowing about, ultimately what it's given is a person, the knowledge that'll come into place with partnerships. Gift. You got poverty and you got gift. Let's see what else. Lover. Nah, cause what this is giving is I was just gonna say, being poor and the gift of love along a journey. This is coming from one of them journey of love, the journey of love. readings that I did. It's giving the feeling of a follow up. Some of the things that was coming to me, right, would have been in regards to with the whole wishes, some grants. That may be a name too. Grant. In the lover's journey. Being poor, being a gift. In the lover's journey. That's giving the feeling of when you put all of that together, that's giving a feel of what it is that would have been going on with control. How that will revive one's control when a person is poor. Poor in poverty. And they don't have a gift of love. And what these numbers are indicating ultimately is going to be definitely in regards to how there will be an initiation in a partnership to shift the supernatural with these numbers 37, 17, 15, and 10. Child poverty in the gift. And the community, child poverty. Children being poor. What a tangle web we weave when we plan to deceive. I used to say that a lot during some of the love readings and more up to date with a lot of different situations it is that will be going on. And when you making a when the creative project is to make a person poor in love, the poverty gift and lovers journey in a community, and there being unexpected income. The community's unexpected income. No, because what it's given is the what did you do with what I gave you, what was given to you. Ultimately, when you're exercising your gifts, is kind of what I'm getting from that third dog, being in high honor. Ultimately, what is given in regards to that is, yeah, I don't know who essence this is, but when you're given a gift, right? And I was just gonna say you don't utilize it. Mature, high honor, mature woman. The orphan train. That's what this is about. This is about the orphan train. What I'm getting from this is pay attention to the older aspects and the commitments that come into place with the older aspects of the orphan train. This was something that took place quite a while ago, and it was when they were shipping children all across the United States. A lot of it started because of the immigrants and things of that nature. So this is gonna be like generation shit. Anything else? Yeah, with this whole orphan train, and if you have someone in your family in regards to this. Anything else? Alright. This is a family room. High honor, mature woman. The main female, courthouse, marriage, great fortune, and a judgment change. Okay. So ultimately what this is coming into place with this, right? It's gonna be about what it is to be the main person in a marriage, to be your wife. And in regards to what goes on with the different judgments it is that will be made with one being committed or married. It's given the dowries. Okay, with us talking about what it is that would have been going on with the orphan train and their and the gifts it is that would have came into place with them being married off in a commitment. That would have had a lot to do with it. Some of it's gonna be in regards to the different imprints it is that would have come into place. And how it is when a person don't have it. You have a lot of faith, but when you do have it, it may diminish or deplete it. And it was some shit that would have been going on in the courthouse, according to there being some marriages. One being married into money, or how marriage would bring about fortune. Yeah, this is giving the whole being married for money situation, and the judgment would change that. This is a lot of different situations that's going on, y'all. Let's get some tarot real quick. Because what it's giving, yes, how one would repeat. It's giving peep and repeat. Peep and repeat. Repeating yourself. Yeah, I just heard how a person wouldn't have the gift of second sight. Yeah. One of the cards it is that I kept seeing was the Queen of Swords and okay, it was the Queen of Swords in Murder of Crows deck. Murder of Crows deck talks about spiritual commitments and all that kind of stuff. Spiritual commitments, spiritual contracts, regular contracts, and what it is to be a Queen of Swords. To be direct, get straight to it. And what does that mean to be direct, get straight to it? Queen of Swords essence in the upright, it can be very cutting, but what it ultimately does is it doesn't beat around the bush. Because then it doesn't leave any room for manipulation or opportunity or shit like that, for anything to be misinterpreted. I kept seeing that card. I saw that card around the same time that I was that dream with a person trying to be revived or rejuvenated. Okay, these cards must be upside down. Oh, okay. Overall essence of what it is to do, and the King of Swords having, and what it is, to be mentally, at first glance, to be mentally abusive in one's enlightenment, and in what it is that one would know. That's certainly one of them. The other portion of it is the King of Swords essence that will be coming in. It'll be about being enlightened, happy, or being son, or being a son. A lot of this is in regards to Mercury and Venus and Saturn. Mercury, Venus, and Saturn. And how one would try to control, how it is that one would try to control a situation. Within dealing in regards to this King of Pentacles essence and this Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands in this particular, the imprint being a feeling. Got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn showing. And then this Knight of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. How one would step down from the King of Pentacles portion to move into a Knight of Aspiration. Now, because some of it is giving the whole fuck boy, fuck girl essence in regards to some of this shit. And how feeling, what it is that happens when the feeling sign does certain types of work. Wheel of Fortune, for once, so one can be misfortunate. I'm go ahead and say what you have to. I'm thinking a lot of this shit is gonna be about breakup spells and shit. The imprint of what it is to break up. No, because in the lover's journey, what it is to break up okay, what I'm getting from this is, in the whole breakup aspect, it'll be in regards to what it is that happens and goes on during a breakup spell, and how certain shit can't take root if it's nothing there to funnel it or fuel it. And the misfortune that comes in, well, the incoming fortune that comes into place with enlightenment of there being a small offer of stability. That's that portion. Or this Page of Pentacles, this small collection of information, and the Page of Pentacles, the small offer is time. Or the imprint will be about TikTok. TikTok, motherfucker. Yeah, in short, what this is giving is once you find out what it is that will be going on in regards to like orphan, even in regards to the orphan train, because what the children were doing or what they were doing was it was the ground basis for child labor laws here in America. But when you dealing with different uh, generations, right? Yeah, how a person would be more likely to give a gift to a child than they would be able to give a gift to a lover. Part one. Part two, it will also be in regards to what it is that will be going on during the process of even in the how one would control an ego or kill one's ego. It said that yeah, this is a lot of egotism that will go into place, and especially when it comes to the whole children's aspect. Because it'll be about what they would need. Three of Pentacles, and a commitment, and an expansion, with them being a star. Now we got that Uranus essence coming out. Let's see what we got. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and the feeling of direct. Feeling direct. This is going to be about the business of it. Yeah, the business of shit. And then the business of things it being justice in regards to the purification that comes into place with being a withered lover. Now this withered lover is given with, yeah, we're even talking about the whole withered lover aspect. In the marriage aspect, when one will make a commitment, I'm hearing or it's believed that one will make a commitment just because they are constituted as a withered lover. So one side is the withered lover or the jilted lover, and the other side is the purification. Yeah, in short, during this Mercury shadow period, what I'm getting from it is, it's not only no, because in that regard, it's not about being abandoned. There isn't any abandonment that would have really come into place with there being mental abuse. There isn't abandonment in that regard. However, in that whole orphan train situation and the connecting other factors, those parents would have abandoned them. I'm going to go ahead and say this. America has a really shitty history with everything. And the balance or the justice being reconciliation. Excuse me. The incoming betrayals in business. But then one coming in with clarity. Of what the burden is. I'm going to go ahead and say this. In the business aspect, 10 days ago, there would have been some justice that would have been provided. I'm kind of getting justice of the peace type of situation. And if a person would have been married in a courthouse. And that's why the judgment would have been changed or committed in the courthouse, and that's why the judgment would have been changed. And what abandonment truly is. A lot of people, because this is given the narcissism aspect of, well, it was done to me. But when you know better, you do better. And something that's really been coming to me a whole lot is not only when you know better, you do better, but also when you know what a situation is. Yeah, because what this is giving is there would have been 3 wands that would have been burned for one's business. Or there would have been 3 candles that would have been burned for one's business. And one not waiting for happiness with the star. 3 weeks ago, I would have been one being happy with the star. I would have been happy with Uranus, the doing of love. Newspapers, media. Yeah, this has got something to do with some names, y'all. And the King of Wands. And the doing in one's inspiration. What it is to take action. The imprint of one not being meticulous or planned. Ensure how justice wouldn't have been planned. That was outside of the purview with this whole situation. Yeah, what I'm getting from it is how motherfuckers didn't intend on a lot of shit going on. Fuck it, I'll just go ahead and say it. No one wants to be with someone just because they feel abandoned by them. Yeah. Because this Page of Pentacles essence, whether it be this page trying to get the information it is that they would need, is given, if you felt like you were abandoned as a child, is pretty much what I'm getting from this. Within the feeling of being abandoned as a child and that knowing that a person don't have anything, that's a gift that comes into place with it. Because it puts someone else in control of what will go on around them and what it is that will happen in regards to the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That comes into place with the humanity that comes into place with feeling. Whether or not a person can feel it. You know, because what it's given is you got to feel it to heal it. Okay, we're back at this. This is a little bit annoying. Yeah, because if it's the whole you got to feel it to heal it, it's not about whether somebody else can feel it to heal it. It's about when you're an adult, you can feel it, so you have to heal it. The other part of this that comes into place with it is in the karmic essence of what it is to control to control the narrative. What it is that goes on within controlling the narrative. And how the orphan train didn't have an age limit. That's in the, and how up to date, yeah, it's giving inner child wounds. okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. With y'all being some of the things that you could do, right? Some of the things that I did to help me with the healing of inner child wounds. I went to the space in my life where I felt it most necessary to start. And within me going to the space, or within going to the space it is that you start, yeah, you find the happy memory and you build from there. Now, the problem that'll come into place with it is when you get people who keep trying to drag you into it again, just for business, so that they can make money off of it. Okay, I just heard it's a lot of money to be made off of you. That's that's damaging. King of Wands, Strength, Four Swords, the Tower. All these are reversed. Some of this stuff is gonna be about what it is that would have came into place with the weakness of one not healing underground. And sure, how a person wouldn't have been healing shit. Wouldn't have been healing things, wouldn't have been a healer. And one not waiting for the familial aspect, the rainbow, the rebellious of the one not waiting for the family rebellion. How sometimes you gotta do it on your own. Yeah, you trying to, and if you're doing it for your family, healing yourself and a lot of shit heals the family. You don't always have to include your family in on your journey. It's ultimately what that lesson is. That would bring in the whole aspect of the orphan train, because they had to build generational wealth. They had to take care of themselves, build generational wealth, and be able to provide for any other persons that may have been around them in that space. And then the imprint of one being misfortune was the imprint of, at first glance, one being misfortune. This ain't giving misfortune. This is giving it being whether or not it's the season. The imprint of whether or not it's the season for it. Let me see if there's anything else I could get out of this, off of this. Yeah, because in the old way of doing things, when one would have been, yeah, the poor kid. And within the collecting the information of what was stable, what would make one stable when they got to adulthood, and what it is that they would do. Now, because some of it is giving the whole fighter essence, what it is to be a fighter. And how the fight doesn't necessarily always have to be physical. The fight starts in one's mind. And no, because even in regards to that, with that orphan train, it's been talked about a whole lot with that whole ebb and flow situation. In the orphan train, they were even in poverty. You pretty much have to go with the flow of whatever it is that will be going on with you physically. Because if you can't make you, if you're not able to move or empower or move yourself, yeah, it's kind of difficult for you to be able to do it. So even in regards to the whole marriage portion, and if you would have got married, if some people would be getting married for money, but it'll also be in regards to what would happen in order for one to make sound decisions, how anchored they would be, and what it is that they would be doing, and what it is that they would be fighting, and what it is, if you can identify or not, what would be happening in yourself. One of the biggest things that I've learned, it was stated once before as a confirmation, but if you know what's going on the inside of you, you could shift and change everything it is that will be going on the outside. Okay? Let me see if I could get any last little indications or indicators. Yeah, unexpected income. In the financial aspect, yeah. Yeah, so I hope that helps you guys out just a little bit. I really do. Yeah, because in regards to the unexpected income, it'll be about being a kid. Or a child lover. Yeah, and some of the other shit will be about being a fucking pedophile. I ain't even gonna lie. 10 of Wands. No, because in that regard, 10 of Wands and 5 of Wands reversed. In short, the burden not being a conflict. Okay? So I'm hoping it helps you guys out just a little bit, gave you a tad bit of an inclination of a few different things it is that will be going on. If you like to schedule your own personal touch of clarity, you are more than welcome to email me at lightwork.llc@gmail.com. Hopefully it helps you guys out just a little bit. All right. Light love to y'all, okay?